Hello student. So today we will learn about the port, and the other point we will learn about the RAM and ROM. What are the port inside the CPU, available for which purpose, we will see today. In the yesterday's topic we have already seen the parts related to the CPU that are available inside the CPU machine. We already know that the CPU is the case, and that includes the different parts that contain the different part that will be useful for processing the computer. So today I just want to explain you the topic ports. Port are the slot that are visible at the back side of a computer cabinet. We can use the different type of ports available to the computer because of their different use. Some ports are available for connectivity of different type of cables. We attach the monitor with the CPU machine with the help of that type of port. Also, port will be useful to exchange the data from CPU to the external devices like pen drive and many other devices like external hard disk. Also, there is also a port that will be useful to connectivity of the internet. Also, LAN port is there also, that will be useful for connectivity of the internet with the help of LAN cables. So we will see today what the different type of ports are available in the computer at the in the CPU. Also, we can see the picture here also for that showing the USB port of the CPU. Also, we have already seen that type of port at the side of the laptop also. So we will see the detailed description about it. This port are used to plug in the hardware. This port are used to plug in the hardware. They are connected to expansion card. They are connected to expansion cards inside the cabinet. These are used to plug in hardware. Whenever there is a need of connectivity to plug into the hardware, they are connected to expansion card inside the cabinet. There are different type of expansion card. We have already seen the different expansion card available in the CPU. So yesterday we have cleared that topic in the good manner. So today we just explain the ports attached with that expansion card. The expansion card are plugged into the motherboard and are connected to the component by cables. Different components are useful with the help of cables. Cables connect the different expansion card. Expansion card are already connected to the motherboard and are connected to other component by cables. The entire input and output devices plug into port. Input and output devices plug into port. So this is very most important sentence as you look over the screen. The sentence is very important. The entire input output devices plug into port. Why this sentence is very important? Because of its necessary. We have different input and output devices. Input devices like the keyboard, mouse, we have to attach that devices with the help of USB cable to the CPU. So for that, connecting to the CPU, there will be the port, availability of port that will be useful to connect to the CPU by the input devices. So while connecting, it is necessary to have the port inside the CPU. So ports are generally available at the back side of the computer. Most of the CPU are also comes with the ports at the front side also. We can see some of the ports available at the left and right side of the laptop also. So this is very important. Port is very important. Port, generally we can say that port is a place where we can attach our input devices for their use. Means if we want to use the mouse, if we want to use the keyboard, then the cable of the keyboard and mouse cable attached to the CPU by means of the port. Port is mostly useful to attach that type of input and output devices to the CPU or the computer or laptop. So there are also extra part to plug in extra hardware like joystick, scanner, digital cameras, among others. Or we can join the monitor or mouse or keyboard, or we can join the projector cable also, or we can join the different type of cables or the input output devices to the CPU with the help of ports. So port is very important where we can attach the input output devices. We will see the another definition, disk drives. Drives are the main thing. Without the drive we can't use any devices, any input output devices there. If we want to take a print from your computer over the printer, then the printer will be the external device that will be connected to the CPU. So whenever we want to take a print, first time at whenever we join our printer with our computer, so that time we should have to install the driver inside the CPU. Driver means it is a set of software that will be useful for joining that device to the computer. So firstly we will see the theory part, what has written inside your textbook. You already know that the disk drive is a slot that helps us to read the information, the storage disk. The two most common disk drives are hard drive, optical disk drive. Whereas the hard drive is hidden inside the cabinet. Hard drive is hidden inside the cabinet, and then holds the permanent hard disk. The optical disk drive is visible in the form of the cabinet from where you can load the CD or the DVD. The permanently data stored over the hard disk. This is the most common hardware of the most important hardware of the computer system, because hard disk is very important, and the drives are the hard drive where we can connect the input output operations. We can do the input output operations for working inside the computer, for processing of the computer. So we will see the another point related to that. All the information that you save in the computer is stored on the hard disk drive. Whenever we store the information into the computer, where it stores over the hard disk. You can see the hard disk picture over your screen in very clearly. So it is a hard disk. Hard disk is nothing but useful type of device, and it is useful machine for storing the data, just like you store the data into your memory card in the mobile. Such like that, hard disk stores the data from the computer and inside the computer, and the main programming of computer is also stored inside the hard disk. So hard disk drive consists of hard disk drive. So the drive inside the computer, hard disk drive consists of spindle and many circular disks called platters. It is consist of spindle. You can see very clearly over the image. It is consist of spindle, means circular type of spindle is there, and many circular discs are platter. You already have seen the CD. So the concept is same in the hard disk also. It is on these platters that the data is recorded. The platters are usually made up of aluminum alloy or glass and are coated with a thin layer of magnetic material. It is coated with thin layer of magnetic material. Magnetic material is useful to store the data. So it contains, it is made up of aluminum alloy or glass and coated with the thin layer of magnetic material, and the magnetic material is very important. It is for its quotation, and the hard disk is very important topic out of the chapter. So due to the hard disk we can store our data inside the computer, and computer also can useful to process the data inside the computer. So we will move towards the last point of the chapter, ROM and RAM. These two topics are very important, but nowadays in your syllabus the definition and the explanation is very limited. Explanation of the topic is very limited inside your syllabus right now. So I will just explain this as per the syllabus. So the detail about the RAM and ROM is very vast, and it is very long detailed information is there, but I will tell in the next videos. Whenever you will reach to the next classes, then you can understand very clearly what is the RAM and ROM. Today I will just explain what are the basic meaning of RAM and ROM. So I can just explain about the RAM. RAM is the temporary memory and ROM is the permanent memory, where we can store the data for the only the permanent storage. We can say the RAM is the current working, where whenever we work over the computer, the data loads into the RAM, and the computers with the more RAM memory is fastest computer runs while you working over it. Whenever you purchase the mobile from the market, that time you check how much the RAM of the mobile is. So something like that, computer's RAM should be higher for getting better performance using the computer. And the ROM is the permanent memory, where you should not having the authority to edit it. So you have learned about the ROM and RAM in the previous class, and already the content of ROM are pre-recorded and cannot be changed. Why it is called permanent memory? Only the CPU of the computer has an access to a ROM. Only the CPU of computer has a access to the ROM. So for ROM there is access by the CPU only. Already the RAM and ROM in the previous class we have learned. In the last class, the content of ROM are pre-recorded and cannot be changed. So I already told you that it is a permanent content and we can't change. For example, the operating system, the main important example, you should have to keep it in your mind. For whenever you will face the different exams, then that time one question will be there. The permanent record, for example, operating system of the computer, it can't be edited by a user generally. It is inside the ROM. We will see the another paragraph. On the other hand, RAM is used by the CPU to read and write the data instruction while executing your program. The content of RAM keep changing constantly, hence it is not considered as the permanent memory. The content of RAM, whenever necessary, the content of RAM changes. It is also important to save your work on the computer. If computer gets turned off, RAM will be lose all your work. If you are working over your computer and you didn't save your document, if that time current flows through the computer stopped working, or the power supply is off, then that time the data you are working that will be lost. If you didn't have saved that type of data, so we can see the picture of the RAM over your screen. So see the image of RAM very clearly. So the another chapter today we have learned about what is inside the CPU cabinet, and we have learned the different things available inside the CPU. So I hope you will enjoy the chapter, very good performance. You will write the detailed notes about the chapter into your notebook and solve the exercises also. So thank you. We will meet in our next video. Goodbye. So and I want to tell you that one thing, share this video. If you like that video, like and comment there for getting more knowledges about my latest videos, and subscribe this channel. Don't forget to subscribe this channel. I will, whenever I will put new videos, then you can directly see that video. You can take a review of that video. Thank you.